scrimmage day, about 90 plays. That's not counting about 30 plays at kicking game. Awful sluggish coming out of two-a-days, but we could expect that. Looked like we're running in mud at times, but we got something done. Mainly this scrimmage was for some of the younger guys that needed to play, needed to get tired, needed to get hit, find out what it's going to be like. Most of the other guys did play at some point. We did have to hold a couple of guys out, but started fast on offense, and I thought the defense came around the last 3 quarters of practice. We had some good runs, and some good blocking up front. We're a little bit more physical today. We needed that. We did work on kickoff return live, worked on punting live, and we did quite a few field goals. I think Wesley maybe just missed one. He's been real consistent. Our punters, both of them had, I think, 4 live punts, and each of them had one that wasn't real good. The other 3 were very competitive. We'll see what they averaged after the day. But Jamarcus Savage banged his shoulder up a little bit. He had to come out. He's really the only injury. But he should be back next week. The doctor said it's nothing serious. But a lot of good contact, but also a few more mistakes we made last week. Probably 7 or 8 penalties. This was an SEC group that worked, and I told them to be very picky, very tough in terms of alignments and guys doing the right things. And, they called it, but it was good. We ran 2-minute drills at the end that were live, and one group did good on offense, the other one didn't do very well. And we ended up with a good field goal at the end out of Wesley and Hull making their field goal 2-minute drill on the last group to finish off solid. We're going to come back this afternoon and look at the film, and we'll grade it first. The players will come back and look at the film. We got a lot of mistakes. Now we got to start finding out who's going to play, start from our freshmen up, and who we want to start putting on special teams. Tomorrow we'll come back, and I haven't decided on what kind of scrimmage or what kind of practice we'll have. After we look at the film, we'll determine that. Monday will be a day off, but we've got to get their legs back. They're pretty much gone in terms of got any quickness or speed. One guy that did show some elusiveness and made some big plays, Philip Louise, and that's one guy I'll tell you that did well in the scrimmage. He's a good, not a big target, but quarterbacks have a lot of confidence in him, and a lot of confidence he can make plays afterwards. But there was a lot of other guys that made plays, but he just standing out there and watching the guy that just made consistent plays was him. Defensively, wasn't anybody really stood out. We did a lot of, we could probably do the ball a little bit more today than we ran it. And so that was a challenge to our secondary and linebackers trying to find out where they're at. Last week we ran it probably more through it, so a little bit different today. Questions?
What did Phil Lewis do to replace sort of Scott?
He just caught short passes, made 2 15-yard runs after that. No long plays, just consistently when the ball was thrown his way, he caught it. We had, I counted the first half, we probably had 4 drops on my total, and he wasn't in any of those. We concentrated a little bit better catching the ball in the second half. I thought our quarterbacks did a pretty decent job of throwing the ball, not anything spectacular, but the biggest thing is making the right decisions in these scrimmages. When you got 2 guys vying for starting position, I thought both of them did about the same. Now, we'll have to look at assignment-wise, how they ran the team. Both of them scored points, but we mixed them up with in and out, trying to find the right combination.
At what point we all have a depth chart?
My 3rd game. We'll have one probably. Tuesday or Wednesday game week. We're going to look at a lot of different guys. We'll have to make some decisions. There's not any hardships anymore. Play them, they're done. So we want to make sure that any of the younger guys that play are, it's going to be worth it. And there are some battles at a lot of positions. So we'll have to grade this film first and see if anybody made any movement. We'll have a depth chart. not this week, but next week.
Anybody really help themselves today?
I couldn't tell. You know, there was probably a few more bigger plays last week. There was more of a grind today, you know, working it down the field. Offense did have some consistency. That's what I like. You know, they were more consistent. Brad didn't play. Tristan didn't play. Ben did play. Got, I'd say, off the top of my head, 10, 12 carries, which he needed to get this week. And he didn't do much earlier in the week because of his concussion. But he looked pretty good today. We all look slow. You know, it looked like we all had ankle weights on.
Did you hold anybody out that wasn't hurt?
No, not the same ones. You know, if they weren't hurt, they played.
Since Derek played?
No, he just got some kind of strain. He could have played. He didn't practice yesterday, so we held him out.
Was the tackling better?
Tackling a little bit better, but you know, when you're trying to tackle Frenchie, it's pretty tough. He's going to be excited to watch. He'll make you look bad one-on-one, but it's good. It's good we see somebody like that in open field. I'm talking about not just the young guys. Everybody was trying to take a dead beat on him. He's going to make a lot of people do tackling drills the next week. You know, if he stay healthy.
Do you think now it's going to be game week before you decide on a starting quarterback?
Yeah, we'll look at this and kind of we'll talk about it. You know, we got to give y'all something to talk about the next couple of weeks.
How about number 3
Since we're not fighting anymore, huh?
Number 3 quarterback. Barry Neal.
Both of them played a lot. I thought, you know, Neil has really improved. You know, the thing that he's got to do is make a little bit quicker decision and not, you know, every once in a while of all of them, you know, last spring and everything, he'd he'd throw it to the wrong color jersey, and that's what we're trying to get him out of. And he's done a better job of that. I think he's much improved in that area, making better decisions. But again, this offense is pretty familiar with. But Barrett got a lot of velocity on the ball. He's one we'll have to make a decision on what we want to do with it.
Coach, any big plays on defense, interception, big hits?
Yeah, Harry Adams made a nice interception. We blew the whistle. He probably could have run it back. But when I saw him get to the sideline, we didn't want to embarrass the offensive lineman trying to chase him. But he made a good play. Wasn't many fumbles. We didn't have many fumbles at all, but there were some pretty good tip balls. I thought our D-line got a better pass rush today from the corners. We looked a little quicker out there. We just looked sluggish in some areas, though. We knew that was going to happen.
Is there anything on Bart Eden's shoulder?
Yeah, I talked to him today. It was just a bruise. He said he'd be back Tuesday. Doctor said probably more Thursday, or maybe, you know, hold him out all week and just get him ready for Sunday. You know, next week we'll go all the way through Friday and take Saturday off and start back on Sunday on game week. But good news on that. Just a bruise, MRI.
Is Reggie Hunt getting pretty close? Is there any news there?
We called all day yesterday. You know, when they don't return your calls, but that's probably not anybody in here doesn't remember one like that every year. You just can't get any word out of them. And we were supposed to hear Monday, so I'm sure Monday will be pretty much the deadline. We got to do it Monday. You know, we start school Monday. We got him ready to go. Just if they just give us a call. Of course, it could go the other way too. So we're expecting either way.
The safety play behind Zach and Mike Mandel, how those young guys?
Yeah, I tell you that Mike Slade made a couple good plays, broke on the ball well. I noticed that, and that's, you know, and again, we tried to throw the ball on the safeties today a little bit more. Tried to throw the ball in the middle of the field. I think Mike is really improved. You know, he's going to see a lot of playing time. Of course, we last week and this week we went after the corners, all of them, first and second team. But that's what this offense does. It's going to really put pressure on them. And this week was no different. Had a couple pass interference calls this week that we didn't have last week.
Anything else?